So you appointed Ms. Garcia after last hearing based on the mother and grandmother case. Ms. Molina, the mother is not present today, and testimony from the grandmother will show she's not certain of why, since they did communicate about today's setting. You specifically did not include Ms. Garcia on the father and grandmother case because at that point we did not have confirmation that Mr. Torres was the child's father. However, today, Your Honor, it's the state's understanding that Ms. Melendez and Mr. Torres are in agreement with all issues on a final order, except for visitation. Specifically, Ms. Melendez is asking that Mr. Torres's visitation with the child remain supervised without a specific end date, while Mr. Torres understands that there needs to be step-up visitation that will eventually lead to the unsupervised and standard possession order. With regard to Ms. Melendez and Ms. Molina's case, it's the state's understanding that Ms. Garcia, however, hasn't had the opportunity to speak with mother, even though opportunities for both to talk to each other were available through provision of contact information. And I believe Ms. Melendez's testimony will be that the current temporary order indicating its in-person visitation as agreed to by mother and grandmother should continue, with the electronic possession and access being the only thing scheduled at this point, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Ms. Garcia.
Yes, Your Honor. I had attempted to contact the mother, but I did not get an answer from her. I was not able to do so. Ms. Melendez did contact the office and we did get information from her. I guess what I could say is from the little information that I have, the child's remained with the custody of this grandmother for some time and is well cared for. I believe the grandmother will testify that the mother would be in agreement with the child remaining there. And that would be my recommendation today, for the child to remain there, for the grandmother to work out visitation with the mother. I think they've been doing that.
All right. All right. And then again, you weren't the ad litem for on the case dealing with Mr. Torres, so I'll go ahead and get some testimony from the grandmother and the Mr. Torres on that. Ms. Melendez, please keep in mind that the norm is for the court to do break-in visits to get someone to a standard visitation package. So if there's information involved that that shows the court should not do that or do something different, then I'll Mr. Torres on that. Ms. Melendez, please keep in mind that the norm is for the court to do break-in visits to get someone to a standard visitation package. So if there's information involved that that shows the court should not do that or do something different, then I'll.
Ma'am, what is your full name?
Mary Lou Melendez.
Who is the child in this case?
It's my grandson, Santiago Lee Molina.
How old is Santiago?
He is 5 years old. In February, he'll be 6, the 12th of February.
And ma'am, is it correct that his mother, Ms. Molina, is your daughter?
Correct, yes.
And we already have a temporary order in place between you and she and Santiago?
Yes.
And is it correct, ma'am, that your grandson's father has been shown to be Mr. Torres?
Yes.
And is it correct, ma'am, that you and Mr. Torres have come to an agreement on all issues that the state typically has in its child support orders except for visitation?
Yes.
Specifically, ma'am, you are comfortable with Mr. Torres being named a joint managing conservator with you and Ms. Molina?
Yes.
And you would remain the person able to designate Santiago's residence without any type of geographic restriction?
I don't understand that part.
You're the person Santiago lives with. You can decide where he lives without any limitation.
Yes.
And then going forward, ma'am, your request was that this court only order Mr. Torres to have supervised visitation with Santiago. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Before we get into the reasons why, ma'am, your grandson has health insurance. How?
Yes.
What is the source of his health insurance?
You mean what's the name of it?
Who provides it for your grandchild, And what is the company? Is it through your employer, the state?
This, the state, I believe.
And based on you continuing that coverage, ma'am, you understand the state was requesting that Mr. Torres pay cash medical support of $7 per month beginning December 1st.
Yes,
And that would make his child support obligation $149 per month, also beginning December 1st.
yes,
And in this case, ma'am, you have not gotten any direct financial support from Mr. Torres for Santiago. Is that correct?
correct.
And so, ma'am, you understand the state has calculated that between September 1 of 2022 until today's date, a judgment for back child support should be taken in the amount of $1,937.
Yes.
And if the court grants that full amount, ma'am, do you have any problem with us requesting that Mr. Torres pay that back at $50 per month on top of his current child and medical support obligations?
No problem.
All right, ma'am. And so at this time, please tell the court what concerns you have about why your grandson Santiago should not eventually get to unsupervised visitation with Mr. Torres.
I just feel that it's for the protection of, how you say that word? Just, it's a, how you say that word? Precaution. Precaution, because I'll never know what can happen in the future.
Okay, here's the deal, ma'am. I can only deal with the acts of the past that you have that had given you cause for concern. I can't deal with speculation about the future. You know, he could run.
No. I'm
Okay.
talking about like, just to make sure he's in good hands.
Okay, well, ma'am, again, that's highly speculative. So you have any
Oh,
specific?
okay. I don't know about his history. That's another thing.
Okay, so you have why are you concerned about him possibly having a child with him, ma'am, specifically?
Okay, one was one time when she was pregnant, Maria, and one of his mothers,
Okay, here's
the
ma'am.
baby's mothers.
Did you actually see this, or did you just hear this?
My daughter told me.
Okay, you can't testify to anything your daughter told you, ma'am. You have to be an eyewitness, so because
I
otherwise
see.
it's hearsay, ma'am. Thank you.
And can there be like a drug test if he would to be entitled to
Ma'am,
unsupervised?
why would you ask for a drug test, ma'am? And you again, are you an eyewitness that
no, I do not know nothing about his history. I do not know nothing about nothing. But
All right.
I mean, I would hate to have something to happen to him,
Okay,
my
ma'am,
baby.
that's understood. Everybody would hate that for any child. But again, I got to deal on specific facts and we'll get some testimonies from Dad, and I'll see whether or not the ad litem will request a
Yes,
drug
sir.
test this time.
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
All right, you may proceed, Mr. Bongat. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. And ma'am, is it correct that you're requesting a specific meeting place for Mr. Torres's visitations with Santiago?
Yes.
Where is that?
Here at the McDonald's on 31st Street here in Temple, Texas.
Is that someplace your grandson already enjoys going?
Yes.
And were you asking for a specific time frame for these visits to occur?
It can be early, like whatever time he has available.
And so, ma'am, you understand that typically if judge says it's Saturday or Sunday from 1 to 5 p.m. or any 4 hours that you both can agree to, you can do that?
Yes. Maria, my daughter, already has video chat with Santiago from 6 to 6:30. So we'll have to be earlier than that. And that's because still she hasn't done any of those. I don't know if it's going to be counted.
Okay, and you understand, ma'am, that those electronic visitations for Ms. Molina are every Sunday as long as she actually does them, while these in-person visits by Mr. Torres would be again, those 4 hours prior to typically 1 to 5 on Saturdays, unless Sunday works better.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. Was there anything else, ma'am, you wanted the court to consider at this time?
That's it.
Thank you, ma'am. Your Honor, I
Yes.
pass this witness.
All right, Ms. Adlight, I'm your witness.
Yes, Your Honor. Ma'am, have you, has the mother been participating in the electronic visitations with this child that were ordered?
No,
Has she ever participated in any of those?
no,
Do you know if she was aware that those were an option for her?
yes.
How do you know that she was aware?
I text her because she wanted to talk to him on like around 7:30. And I text her and I remind her it's at 6 to 6:30. And I wasn't even available because I was at the store.
Okay. Has the mother not had much contact with the child since the order was put in?
No,
And how long has the child resided with you?
since he was born.
Okay. And has the mother kind of been in and out of his life during that period of time?
Yes, in and out.
Okay. And do you know if the mother was aware of the court hearing set for today?
Yes, I texted her yesterday and told her, don't forget tomorrow, there's court.
Okay. And did she indicate to you whether she was planning on attending?
No, she didn't tell me nothing.
Okay. Did you attempt to call her today?
Yes, in the morning.
And did she answer the phone?
No,
Okay. Do you know, or have you talked to the mother with regard to her possibly agreeing to continue the orders as they are with you, continue to designate the residence of the child and working out visits with her?
I don't know exactly how you're telling me, but I seen her Sunday. I took the kids to see her, and she saw Santiago, and she spent from 4 to 8 p.m.
Yes. No,
was
ma'am,
quarter.
my question was, have you and her worked out, do you know if she's in agreement with that setup continuing on, or have you ever spoken to her about that?
I don't know what you're saying.
Okay, so she's never
If-
told you she's okay with the child, she agrees to the child continuing to live with you?
Oh, yes. She told
Okay,
me it's okay. She told me it's okay if we have supervision for her. It's okay. It's whatever I wanted. She said at the end. I think she tried to call the judge that same day on the 10th of October.
okay, so she believed that she tried to come back to court after that last court date
Yes,
and
yeah,
indicate that she was in agreement?
yeah, and she agreed to have me to have her supervised. She said it was okay.
Okay, so you're asking the court today to make that the final order of this court?
See, yeah.
Yes, okay, thank you. I pass the witness.
All right, anything on redirect, Ms. Bungott?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Melendez, right now, your grandson's last name is just that of his mother, Miss Molina. Is that correct?
Yes.
And am I correct, ma'am, that you and Mr. Torres were in agreement that your grandson's name should be hyphenated going forward as Molina-Torres?
It's okay. I mean, he's gonna get to know his dad.
Yes, ma'am.
It'll
So
be
a name
okay.
change to that effect would be fine with you.
I think it's okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Your Honor, I pass the witness.
All right, ma'am, we'll be back to you in just a moment. Anything on recross, Ms. Garcia?
No, Your Honor.
All right, call your next witness, Ms. Bungott. Thank you.
The state calls Mr. Torres. Sir, what is your full name?
Domingo Antonio Torres Jr.
And sir, you've been given a chance to see DNA testing showing you are Santiago's father.
Well, the lady just told me that I was. I didn't see the paper, but I believe it.
But you have gotten the test yourself, sir, and know that your results could be what she said.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Were you able to hear my opening statement to the court as to what you and Ms. Melendez were agreeing to today, sir?
Pretty much everything but visitation.
All right, sir. So the amounts that I said for both child and medical support are what you were comfortable paying going forward?
I mean, that's how they got it. I got my kids at home too. I got custody.
Okay, sir, here's the other question is, are you in agreement? The amounts that were testified to the court or explained to the court show that you have other kids that you're responsible for. Otherwise, your child support need to be more than that, sir. Now, but the question at this time, sir, are you in agreement or are you not in agreement, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You may proceed, Ms. Mungay.
Thank you, Your Honor. And specifically, sir, you have Santiago, who's in this case, and then you pay child support for 6 others and medical support for 3 of those, so a total of 7 children.
I pay child support for three of them, and I mean I have agreements with the other ones, and one of them's adopted out, so I don't have nothing with them.
So at this time, Mr. Torres, besides Santiago, you have
I have
6 other
3.
children under the age of 18?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so going back to September 1 of 2022 until today's date, have you ever given Ms. Melendez any money for Santiago?
No, ma'am.
And because of that, sir, you understand we were saying the $1,937 is based on all of those months, what should have been paid but has not been?
Yeah, we lost him. Hopefully he'll call back in. Looks like he's in a vehicle. We're still on the record for you, and you actually need to find a spot with a good signal. And you're still the witness of the state at this time, sir. So can you hear us?
Sir. Yes,
All right,
sir.
Ms. Bongat, you can proceed. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sir, before we were disconnected before, I was asking if you understood how we got to the retroactive or back child support calculation.
Yes, ma'am.
And you were comfortable paying that back, sir, at $50 a month on top of the current child and medical support?
Yes, ma'am, that's fine.
And then, sir, as far as the visitation, which was your main disagreement with Ms. Melendez, you were comfortable, sir, starting off with supervised visits and eventually getting to the standard possession order?
Yeah, that's fine. I understand because, like she said, like the child doesn't know me, so I understand that. So, but eventually, yeah, I'd want him to come, be able to come to my family, where I'm at.
So
Yes, sir.
Where are you living, sir?
In Waco. I'm in McLean County.
All right, thank you. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. And sir, do you have any problem with meeting up at the McDonald's for any of the visits?
And where she's staying, I don't know. I don't even know where she's. Yeah.
Yes, sir. There's
I
a
know this is
McDonald's.
Bell County, but I don't know where at.
Yes, sir. So the request was for you to meet at 34th Street in Temple at that McDonald's. And obviously, if you take your son, if you're granted unsupervised visitation, you can take him where you need to go. It's just make sure you return him by the time that he needs to be back with Ms. Melendez.
Okay. And would that be every weekend, every other weekend, or how does that work? I just want to.
The first, third, and fifth weekends of the month, sir. And the first package is 4-hour visits. And I don't think y'all want to sit at McDonald's for 4 hours, so we're gonna have to work through that. Yeah. We'll go ahead.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. I actually go to Austin every other Sunday for visitation.
My package to the first, third, and fifth Saturdays of the month to start out, sir, for 4 hours in there.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
All right. All right, see Ms. Bongat.
Thank you, Your Honor. And sir, was I correct in stating that you are wanting your son's name changed so that it reflects yours as well?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And sir, do you and Ms. Molina communicate at all?
time to time, not as much as we used to. I really just get my hair braided. She just does my hair, really.
And sir, part of why I ask is obviously your son is with his grandmother. And so if you and the mother are each exercising visitation, you all would either have to coordinate or have set times. And it sounds like you have visitation for the children you pay child support for. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So if, well, now that you and Miss Melendez are aware of you being the father and you wanting to have the relationship with your son, do you believe you and she could communicate about changes if you can't make the scheduled time?
Yes, ma'am. I don't mind. I don't mind
And sir, given the distance, since you're in McLennan County while they are in Bell, would you also like electronic visitation to be in addition to the in-person time you have with?
That's not far enough for me to do electronic. Okay, yeah.
Got it,
It
Your
takes me
Honor.
40 minutes to drive from McLennan County. It takes me an hour to drive across Houston, Texas. You know, it just is what it is. All right. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor. You previously ordered it for the mother who has the same distance from the child.
I
Granted,
understand,
that was.
but she's not getting any other visitation with the child, man, at this time. So that's why. So yeah.
Yes, Your Honor.
I don't have a driver's license, so and the people that take me down there, the people take me to Austin, and it was already they take me. I go on days on the weeks that I get paid.
Okay.
So
all right. Okay, stop. He doesn't have a driver's license, so I'll look at doing electronic visits for him on Saturday. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor. Anything else, Mr. Torres, you wanted the court to consider at this time?
Really? Not really. I don't understand why he's with the grandma. Like I said, I don't know too much of anything, but.
Here's the deal, sir. The circumstances are the circumstances. He's with grandmother. Grandmother now is the legal custodial party. So that's that. That's not before the court at this point. Why do you not have a driver's license, sir?
Well, I've never gotten one. I just got out of prison. You know, I never tried to get one before. I'm actually trying to set an appointment right now. I just got my ID, and so now I'm going to try to get my driver's license now.
And what were you in prison for, sir?
Sir?
What were you charged with that sent you to prison?
Possession with intent.
Okay. Have you ever been convicted of any type of family violence against a third party?
No,
sir?
no. I've never had a victim in my crime.
All right. And how many and what have you been criminally convicted of, sir?
Possession with intent.
Is that the only thing?
Tampering with physical evidence. That's it.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Any other questions
sir.
at this time, Ms. Mungat?
No, Your Honor.
All right. I know it doesn't have any. Does the ad litem have any questions of the witness at this time?
No, Your Honor.
All right, then I'll listen to closing statements, what everybody wants, and we'll start with the grandmother, then go to dad, then go to ad litem. Oh, sorry, let me start with the lawyers, and that way they know what everybody's looking at. So I'll start with the state, and then I'll go to the ad litem, and then I'll hear closing statements from Mr. Torres, and then from Ms. Melendez. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state is seeking orders in this case, specifically finding that Mr. Torres is the father of the child Santiago, that the child's name be changed as agreed to by the grandmother and father to Molina-Torres, that the grandmother and both parents be named joint managing conservators of the child, grandmother remaining primary without geographic restriction, that the prior orders for the mother remain in place, which did not give specific in-person visitation. It was as agreed to by mother and grandmother. Mother did have Sunday calls with the child. Based on what the court has said, the state has no objection to father having the modified possession and access order and or the visitation electronically happening on Saturdays. Child to remain on government medical through the grandmother, each parent to pay cash medical support. Father's amount is specifically $7, mother's remaining unchanged due to lack of evidence supporting such change. Father's current child support being $149 per month beginning December 1st of 2023. A retroactive judgment from the father in the amount of $1,937 with repayment of $50 per month beginning December 1st of 2023. That retroactive period was September 1 of 2022 until today's date, November 7 of 2023. It's the state's understanding that the state is previously, Your Honor, this matter was going to be set for special setting on November 29th at 3:30. And so the state's requesting a ruling as to whether that's even necessary. And then depending. Yes, Your Honor. And so if that's the case, just permission to include in the order that Ms. Garcia is released from her attorney ad litem duties 30 days after your signature on a final order in the matter.
All right, Ms. Garcia.
Your Honor, and I would join in that request with the state. I'm in agreement with what they're requesting today in terms of the final order.
All right, thank you. All right, then I'm gonna start with you, Mr. Torres. What are you requesting as far as the final order is concerned, sir? You're muted, sir.
I'm sorry. I just want communication, because it's saying like the mother and her don't have too much communication, but I just want to, that's all I want to be able to do is just be able to be a dad. Like I got my other kids, and I got custody. I got custody of one of my kids. That it's already hard with that mama, and I just want to be able to communicate. Talk to them.
All right, sir, you do have a smart telephone device, correct? You have a cell phone, correct?
Yes, sir.
Android or Apple?
Apple.
All right, sir, and I'll find out from your mom in a minute, but I'm going to order that you both, in fact, I'm going to order all three of y'all to go on to download the app called App Close, AppClose. It's AppClose. It's a parenting app, and y'all need to download it and sign up for it, because I want you communicating through it going forward, okay? That way,
yes, sir.
Facebook Messenger or text messages, I want everybody communicating through this app, okay?
App Close.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. All right. All right, sir. I'll let you finish up your closing statement, and then I'll tell everything else I need to have done on this one, man. Anything else, sir?
That's all. Just thank you.
All right, ma'am. Ms. Melendez, any closing statement at this time, ma'am? You're muted, ma'am. You're still muted, Ms. Melendez.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I'm here.
Any type of closing statement, ma'am?
What happened now?
I'm asking, do you have a closing argument you wish to make at this time, ma'am? You're your own lawyer, so you have the opportunity to make a closing argument, ma'am.
Yes. Well, I mean, what is the status? I mean, what would it be? Is it?
Okay, ma'am. I'm sorry. The status is, do you have a closing argument you wish to make to the court this time of what you're asking the court to do here today, ma'am?
Is it still okay to have supervised?
I haven't ruled yet, ma'am.
I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know how to talk.
All right, then, ma'am. But you do have a smartphone also, is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And if you can't do it yourself, you need to go ahead and have somebody show you how to download the app Close, AppClose. It is a parenting app that I want you, the father and the mother, all to communicate going forward, dealing with this child. Okay, that way a record can be made and nobody will miss anything as far as that information is concerned. All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
And is there a specific time?
All right, I'm getting ready to make my ruling, ma'am.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
okay, I'm sorry.
Here's what I'm
Yes.
doing. I'm naming all three of y'all joint managed conservators. I'm gonna go ahead and give you the right to decide domicile of this child going forward. That right's unrestricted. I'm ordering the child support that has been requested by the state, the cash medical, the dental, and the retro and repayment has been requested by the state for Mr. Torres is granted. I'm going to keep the order as per the mother the same. So she still gets electronic visits on Sunday, and she needs to use app close to use those going forward. She's not here. I had to let him inform her of that, and you need to inform her to use the app going forward to do her. It allows FaceTime, so forth and so on. I'm going to go ahead and grant that on the second and any Saturday that the father does not have some form of visitation, that he is entitled to get FaceTime with the child also at 6 p.m. on Saturday, and that both he and the mother, no matter what their visitation package is, has to let you know through applicants that they're going to do their visitation on or before the preceding Thursday night at 6 p.m. So that's three. So if they're going to do the FaceTime, they need to let you know about Thursday. They're going to do the FaceTime. If they're going to do the in-person visits with dad, he needs to let you know by 6 p.m. the preceding Thursday that he's going to do his visitation based on the break-in visit package that I'm going to grant. I'm going to find that there's insufficient evidence not to order that the father have some type of in-person visits, and that visitation package should be graduated. The child's 6 years old. I just need to get he and dad acquainted. So I'm going to go ahead and order the break-in visits on the first, third, fifth Saturdays, starting at 1 p.m., going to 5, and doing that for a total of 6 visits. And then the next level up after that, dad gets to pick the child up at 1 p.m. on Saturday and return the child at 6 p.m. That same Saturday. And then that's at 6 visits, and the all-day visits from the on the first, third, and fifth Saturdays from 9 are at 6 visits, and then finally the overnight visits from Saturday to Sunday are at 6 visits. But he has to complete all individual visitation packages as per the break-in visits until he gets to standard visitation. So he has to do a total of 24 visits for him to get the standard. Ma'am, I'm going to go ahead and leave the ad litem on. So, but I will allow her to explain to you because you are she is the child's lawyer. She wasn't originally appointed for dad in dad's case, but I'm appointing her at this time to confirm with you, confer with you any questions y'all have about the visitation package going forward based on the break-in visits. But dad has to communicate with you at least by Thursday evening that he's going to do his visitation. And if he doesn't do it by the Thursday before the visitation package, he's not entitled to either the break-in visits where he has to come and visit for 4 hours, then all day and then overnight. But he does have to let you know in advance that he's going to do so. I'm going to go ahead and order that the visitation, again, to do it at McDonald's is kind of hard for 4 hours, but I'll allow y'all to agree to anything, but failing agreement, the first initial visits I'll make at the Temple Mall and the play area next to the food court. At least you can hang around there for 4 hours without a major problem. And if y'all want to move to McDonald's or do whatever y'all want to do, that's fine. But for those first 6 visits, I'm going to order that be the point of pickup and visitation. After he completes the first 6 at that level, ma'am, the pickup and drop off will be at the Temple Police Department going forward into a further order of the court. So that's the way that sets up. And the ad litem will be, I know that's a lot of information, but the ad litem will explain that to y'all going forward. But that's my ruling at this time. I'm going to go ahead and order that, again, dad's responsible for the child support and cash medical and as requested, and the dental as requested, and that I'm ordering And if there's any court costs involved in this case, that both parties are responsible for any court costs billed to them via the state. And I'm going to also make it a precondition. Once Dad gets the final, if Dad gets the standard visitation, well, I'm not going to do that. I'll change my mind. I was going to order the dad have a driver's license, but Dad, you are, or when you do the visitation, drop off and pick up, when you actually have the child in your possession, it is only allowed to be in a vehicle with a person, with either yourself or a third party that has a valid driver's license, and that you confirm when you pick up the child, whoever the child who's with you with the child, show the grandmother that whoever's there to pick the child up has a valid driver's license on them. Understood?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, folks. That's a lot of legal mumbo jumbo. But at this time, I'm going to I'm going to ask the lawyers if they understand everything I ruled on, if there's anything else additional. And then I'll let y'all contact the ad litem, Ms. Garcia, if y'all have any questions about my ruling, because I need to move on to my next case. So at this time, Ms. Bongat, anything additionally I need on this one, ma'am?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Garcia, anything else from you?
No, Your Honor.
All right, then, Ms. Melendez, Mr. Torres, if y'all have questions, y'all can run them by Ms. Garcia. She's still the child's lawyer, and I'm giving her permission to give y'all the breakdown on what I did here as far as the rulings are concerned concerning Mr. Torres. So I'm going to go ahead and allow the state to prepare that order, circulate it amongst y'all. And again, if y'all have questions, you specifically can contact Ms. Garcia for that information. And Ms. Garcia, do you have the contact information of both the parties? You may not have Mr. Torres's information. That's what I'm confirming.
Correct, Your Honor.
I have some information. I have some information that was given to me by Miss Bongat, but I'm not sure if it's correct. I don't know if
All
we
right,
could
so
verify.
so y'all get to a breakout room and verify that contact information, all right? And then at this time, if he has any questions, he can ask you then, and then Ms. Torres, Ms. Melendez is free to call you and get that breakdown on my ruling, all right?
Okay.
All right. All right, thank you folks very much. I'm gonna go ahead and go off the record, and we're off the record at this time. Thank you.